Hello and welcome back to the Final Fantasy IX level 99 grind. I'm Circle Master. Oop, and I was a hair too long on the title screen. I don't have anything to talk about at this point other than the fact that I'm still sick. If you're watching in the chat, feel free to say hi if you don't get your voice. There is a link to Discord. Admittedly, it's the Discord related to Jackbox Party Pack thing that I did for quite a while. And when it was finally over, they announced that Jackbox Party Pack 5 is coming sometime this year, probably October-ish. So it's actually going to have to resume again. To everyone's chagrin. By everyone, I mean me. Either way, in the meantime, I'm going to be watching YouTube videos, so that will save my voice at least. Heyo, she's Alex. And yes, Valerie did an amazing job because she's an amazing actor. And if you want to see more of her amazing acting, you should watch The Tick on Amazon Prime. Alright. Hey, Mr. Bear. I think you were the one who was asking about voice chat, but I put a link to Discord in the panels underneath the stream. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. So how are you doing? Well, I suppose you could have always just made a new account. Which tiles have shop fronts? Well, at least you got to help train an AI. Oh, give me 1 second. Alright, you should be able to be heard by the people now. All 0 people watching.
Oh, certainly.
Well, how's it going? Should I call you Gia or Miss G or...
It's okay. Thinking of changing that username. I only came up with it because like, what am I gonna call myself?
I don't know, which one are you... I didn't hear the answer to the question, is the problem.
Oh. I'm not very creative with that username.
No, so, my question still stands of what should I call you?
I said Gia, sorry.
Gia, yeah, it didn't get picked up,
That's
sorry. Anyway, how's it going?
1 AM? What time is it there?
10:20 AM.
So that's the day before, is that correct? On the 21st?
Don't ask me hard questions like that. Yes, it is the 21st here. You'll have to forgive me if I sound sleepy, but I've been sick and I'm rather heavily medicated.
It's okay.
But that's not going to stop me from trying to finish this meaningless challenge.
You go for it.
So is there anything particular you'd like to talk about?
Really, just hanging out. Little... How many viewers now? 4?
Do I really?
Viewers?
Well, we should shame them for not participating in the chat.
Play on Steam. It's just so busy.
What was so busy?
My workplace. like we're severely understaffed, but upper management is like, you have to work smarter, not harder. I'm like, thanks, you're very condescending, but okay.
Did they really literally say that?
This is guy. He's like the boss of my boss. Yeah, he's just come to our workplace and given us this lecture. Because we've had like because I work with geriatric patients, like confused ones.
Okay.
They're very difficult, and like they keep falling over. Like you can't tell them, hey, you're gonna fall over if you do that. Oh, I'm gonna do this because I'm stubborn and I've got dementia. So they fall over, and then...
And obviously that's your fault.
That's obviously my fault, yeah.
And so the answer to this is work smarter, not harder, which was a cliche in the 80s.
But, we've got like several challenges. And our seniors are off the ward because they're doing other things. So we've got like junior staff. We don't really...
Yeah, that does not sound like the kind of job I could do.
It's just really bad for the morale lately. Conked out. Slept for like 6 hours and now I'm awake.
Now you're awake watching a guy on the internet do the same fight over and over again.
It is. Like, I don't have to pay too much attention to it, hey?
Even I don't pay too much attention to it. Also, hey, Alsonian in the chat, if that's how you're supposed to pronounce that. I was watching a YouTube video and I had to pause it so that it didn't broadcast the YouTube audio into the stream.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's alright. Just a friend of mine.
How are you streaming this?
I've got the game playing on my PS2, which is plugged into an Elgato capture card, which goes to the TV, and then my computer. My computer's running OBS Studio, and that's how I'm streaming it. And also there's an upscaler plugged into this daisy chain somewhere to make the PS2 work with the Elgato.
Discord downloaded on this.
Oh, is that St. Louis Felix? Hey there, the next Detroit stream, I don't know when is happening. Valerie's not going to be in it because it's not a Kara chapter. I don't have a guest lined up at this point, so it's just going to be a matter of who I can get to do commentary with me and when we're both available. And that'll be when the next Detroit stream happens. I want to say the next chapter is a Marcus chapter, so if Brian is gracious enough to join me for an episode, it won't be the next stream either. Yeah, I don't think that I can get Jesse Williams to join me. But, that would be awesome. I know, or I think, I should say, let me qualify this so I don't speak with absolute certainty. I think that Valerie is, I think she mentioned this in the last stream, that she's still friends with the actor who played Rose, so I don't know if she might be interested in coming along when we get to that point in the game, but with Valerie on board, Brian possibly on board, Rose's actor's name I don't remember, but with her possibly being on board, it would be absolutely amazing and undeserved if I could get, like, just some weird cast reunion type thing going on in my Let's Play that I absolutely don't deserve, because, you know, who the hell am I? I'm a guy who just happens to be related to one of the people in the game. Not from LA County. We're both originally from Orange County. Although neither of us, in fact, nobody in my family lives in California anymore. We've all moved at one time or another to various other states. But yeah, Valerie's in New York and I'm in Minnesota, so all the people asking for face cam, it can't happen. It literally is not technically possible. Also, Gia muted herself, so she's already bored with the conversation. I apologize.
Oh no, I didn't want to disturb your commentary.
No, it's fine. It's why the voice chat is here, for people to chime in.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if I have any hope of getting Jesse Williams to participate, or somebody like Clancy Brown. It would be amazing, but
well, let's be realistic. Probably not.
yeah. Speaking of which, amazing but unrealistic. I think. Oh, thanks, Oshi's Alex. You appreciate that. Hey, Stalker Llama. Valerie doesn't play video games. Honestly, I don't know that she has any interest in playing them. And I know that she tried to play Heavy Rain in anticipation of... I think it was in anticipation of filming Detroit Become Human. And from what she has said, she was really bad at it. And, like, just couldn't do the controls, really. Because, I mean, if you grow up playing video games, like a DualShock 3 or whatever is fairly intuitive. But if your entire experience with video games is maybe playing an original Nintendo once or twice, then the vast array of buttons is going to be confusing for anybody. But she has... I think she said that she's watched her husband play some of it. Her husband Sam... I don't know if he's played all of it or just some of it, but they do have it, obviously, and she's seen him play some. And obviously she's familiar with the chapters that she filmed because she filmed them. And that's really all that she's interested in discussing, because that's what she has, you know, the first-hand experience with. Well, I reached out. We shared a couple tweets, and I think I successfully emailed him. But we'll see what happens.
Isn't he busy trying to get...
That's what it looks like based on his Twitter. I think it was like yesterday he tweeted about being 10 days away from being married, so... Yeah, and he's doing his own stream thing, and, you know, he's a professional actor, so I'm sure he's got massive time constraints, so... It's just a question of seeing what happens. I'm doing this very fast and loose. Nothing is, like, scheduled ahead of time with this LP or anything like that. The only thing that I do on a regular basis, like at the same time every session, is the Sunday morning Hand of Fate 2 stream, when Twitch will allow me to do that, or when OBS Studio will allow me to do that, because that LP is plagued with technical issues for whatever reason. But that is always at noon Eastern on Sunday when it works. But everything else is just when I can, when other people are available. You know, I try to do this stream in the mornings during the 4-Job Fiesta. I try to do the 4-Job Fiesta in the evenings. But it's not like I can say it is always at, 10 o'clock or whatever. I unfortunately have to work a full-time job, and they don't let me do this around my own schedule. I have to work around theirs. Bosses are rude like that.
They are.
Yeah, I bet your job would be a lot better if you could just go in when you felt like it.
But that's not to say I don't like my job. It's the management.
I don't know, I would not be a fan of wiping bums. I wouldn't call that the highlight of my day.
It's not the highlight of my day either.
Yes, Dr. Llama, I am very fortunate. I readily admit that. Alright. Alright, I was gonna check something. End of June, it says. Welcome back.
It's freaking cold.
I wish it was freaking cold here. Oh wait, no I don't. I take it back. Minnesota in winter's terrible.
Yeah.
But you know what? Minnesota in summer, not much better.
Winter in Sydney isn't too bad. Doesn't get snowy. It's not
Well, I don't recommend Minnesota in winter. Felix, no, there's no face cam possible. It's just we're 1,000 miles apart. I'm the one with the recording hardware and software. There's just no feasible way to do a face cam. Also, hey, was it Samery 2005? Sam Airy 2005? I don't know. I'm bad at names. P.S. He is throwing shade in Discord text.
Are you planning to get a camera?
I just answered that.
Oh, sorry. Were you?
No. Because we're 1,000 miles apart and I'm the one with the recording hardware and software.
No. But like yourself. Like you have your face in a corner.
Oh, nobody wants to see me. They want to see Valerie.
Sorry, my cat distracted me.
Yeah, cats will do that. They are the jerks of the animal kingdom.
Just put my room for a second. Might be sitting on my chair. Can't be cat.
Meanwhile, the cat was saying, that person's sitting in my chair. When's it gonna leave?
Yeah, probably. Very tired,
Felix, honestly, I'm not a fan of face cams, and knowing what I look like, I don't think anybody else wants to see this face. Every day, how many attempts? Well, it's, I mean, the fight counter's on the screen. That's how many fights are remaining until I hit level 99. And I do 100 per stream, so 1,348 streams from now, it will be done.
That's a very long time.
It is. It's going to be about 3.5 more years.
How long did the other one take you?
In real time, it was like 2 years and 3 or 4 months, but I didn't do it every day. I did it more in fits and starts. But in terms of actual hours, it was like, it ended up being about 525, but a more optimal strategy would have brought it down to 490. So if you did an hour a day, you do it in less than 2 years, maybe a year and a half or so. Hey, Haxor 1. Sorry about that. I need a cough button. I don't have a hardware mute. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a keyboard mute. And in fact, I don't know how I would do that with OBS. But I really wish I had a cough button. Ugh.
Is it just in this little circle area that you're fighting in?
Yeah, this is the optimal area. This screen will always give me a fight that gives 46 XP, which is the most I can get. The previous screen is individual enemies, so it's half as much. And the next screen on, I fight a different enemy that's worth, I think it's like 38, but it's also a tougher fight because it inflicts status effects and has more health.
Do you just get all your healing items from sites, or do you go to the shops to heal up?
They drop a lot of potions, but for some reason I'm running a net loss, so like every couple of days I need to buy some more potions. But I mean, I have millions of gold at this point, so it's not like I'm inconvenienced at all. But after I reach level 99, I'm probably never going to touch the save file again. Even if I wanted to play through this game, this save file would be screwed. The girl talking, that's Gia. She's Miss G-Bear in the Twitch. But yeah, there's a link to the Discord if you want to jump into voice chat. It's in the panels underneath the stream.
Sorry, I just started annoying him yesterday. That's why I'm here.
Oh, what annoys me is trance.
Maybe try to stream.
What streaming software?
Yeah, have you tried other ones?
The only other one that I've tried is the software that came with the Elgato, which is what I used for the Final Fantasy VII streams that I did, but I didn't really like it. Yeah, Ray Day, it's about 3.5 years. That's 1348 divided by 365. And that's if I do it every day, which I've not been perfect at. I do miss days. Hey Vivs1, I'm not playing on an emulator, I'm playing on a PS2 Slim with the original PS1 discs. Which is why the loading times coming in and out of battles are so long.
Oh, backwards compatibility. I miss you.
Why be backwards compatible when they can sell you ROMs for older games? Yeah, I think Nintendo got caught just straight up selling ROMs that they hadn't even made, that they downloaded from the internet.
Yeah. I heard about that. And it had like a little watermark somewhere.
Well, in the header file, it still had the, you know, ripped by so-and-so, person who made the ROM originally. That's what cats do. This is why dogs are superior to cats.
He's trying to sit on my lap. Like, trying to, like, sort of put his hand on me. Like, hey, pay attention to me.
Oh, why don't you put the cat on your lap?
No, he's fine. Take a picture.
What you got against the cat? Other than the fact that he keeps hurting you.
He used to play fetch.
Ray Day, if I did once do an 8-hour thing where I did 500 fights in one day, and that's feasible. I could do that if I had enough like Patreon support to not have to work a day job, so I don't foresee that happening. Probably more likely that I'll get an all-star cast of Detroit Become Human guest stars than get that much Patreon support. Well, Vivs, are you talking about 3 hours a day or 300 fights? Because 3 hours would be less than 200 fights. Doing 100 fights takes me about an hour and 40 minutes, give or take. So I'd have to do, what, about 3.5 hours to do 200 fights, something like that. Yeah, because the problem is if I wanted to do 3 hours of this, I would need to, like, wake up at 7 a.m. to have time to do that, and then go to my job, and then come home, and then do another stream, and then hate myself. Besides, 100 fights a day is easier to keep track of for as far as milestones go. I work in a call center. It's a decent enough job, but it still does the job. You know, the dream would be doing this for a living, but yeah, it's not happening. Gee, I thought you were going to take a picture of the cat.
I am. It just took me a while to... Oh. Hang on. There we go. I was trying to get Discord on my phone. Get it working since I changed the password, and it was just taking forever to log in. He's just staring at me.
Oh, that's a good-looking cat.
His name's Solid.
And why do you not want Ollie in your lap?
I don't know. I'm allergic to him.
If you're allergic to cats, why do you have a cat?
I got him from an RSPCA free day, but they were giving away all the cats because they got so full. And that was after my other cat passed away.
So, are you seriously allergic to cats, and yet you have cats all the time?
Yeah, I deal with it.
Why don't you get a dog?
I have a dog.
If you have dogs, why are you lonely?
My dog likes my sister. She's got all the time. And I have to work.
Well, the obvious answer to that is get more dogs. Dogs are just straight up superior to cats in every way.
Not this dog. Oh, he does like watching TV. Like, he's very, like, when you turn on the TV, like, right in front of it, he's really intently watching it. Trying to set up OBS.
Yeah, OBS is gonna have some fine-tuning required before it's gonna do what you want it to. I really hate trance, and now I'm gonna have to get the animation to come out of it too, I bet. Nope, okay, thank goodness. avoided wasting 30 seconds looking at animations for no reason.
So fiddly. What do you have plans for today? Like
Stay homesick.
Streaming business.
Stay homesick, probably take a nap, feel miserable, force myself to eat something, then forge out Fiesta. It's a thrilling day in Circle Master's world.
Interesting.
You say that, but I know that's a lie.
I just did a quick Google of it. I didn't know what it was.
Of what? The Forge Out Fiesta?
Yeah, Forge Up Fiesta, yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend checking that out. Just go to forgeoutfiesta.com. You can learn more about it. You can donate to charity. You can participate if you want.
So what do you have to do? Get one random drop for each of the crystal sets of the game.
Yeah, Final Fantasy V has a job system like Tactics does, like, I guess the dress spheres in 10-2. I don't know what other Final Fantasies have job systems. And obviously, if you freely combine all the jobs together, you can make incredibly overpowered characters. So as a challenge, at one point, people came up with, okay, from each set of jobs that you unlock over the course of the game, which you unlock by achieving these crystals, you get one job out of those, and everybody has to be that job until you get the next set of jobs, and then you pick one job from that, and everybody has to be one of those two jobs, and so on and so forth, until you have all 4 crystals, and therefore 4 jobs, and one person has to be each job at all times, and you can mix and match between them, but you're still limited to just those 4 jobs for the whole game. So it's like a challenge limitation thing.
So do you have to play with other people? Like the same set of people?
Well, you have a fixed party in Final Fantasy V. It's... I don't know if you've played 4 or 2 in the Super Nintendo. But yeah, there's no mechanic to like swap people in and out of the party. You have a central cast, and that's what you have. Which is an advantage to the writing because they can actually flesh out this small cast of characters and develop personalities and all that for them, and other such good narrative things to do that you can't do if you have a cast of 30 characters and no control over who's in the party at a given moment.
So did you party up with random people, or do you know them?
Oh no, it's a single player JRPG. There's no like online or anything like that. It's like this, where I've got 3 characters, but 2 of them are dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's 4 characters in the game, and they never change really. So it's like each character in the game has to be a different job once you've got all 4 unlocked, but they can like swap back and forth around them. But no, it's entirely single player. So the only sharing component required if you want to do the 4-job fiesta, if you want to participate, is you register with the site. You get your jobs assigned as you progress and unlock the job crystals. And then you do like a screenshot or video or a Twitch clip or something when you beat the boss to say, hey, I completed it.
Okay.
And then there's 2 optional bosses that you can also complete if you are lucky enough to have a combination of jobs that will let you defeat them.
There we go.
Them too.
Hello, you need to turn up the desktop audio on OBS. You sound...
Am I like...
Yeah, sounds like me, sounds like my video with you guys for 7 days.
Well, I just turned it up, and you are hitting the yellow line when you speak, so I guess that's high enough.
I am just naturally loud.
Uh, 75% done for today.
Today.
It's one day at a time, Mateo.
So kitty fixed.
Are there more kitty pics?
Yes.
I put more kitty pics.
Oh, you put Ming and Luna.
Ming, Luna, and Dottie. Kitties get to go out the next time we head up to Idaho.
I really need to figure out how to make Final Fantasy V quieter. But there's no volume control in SNES 9X.
Or is it?
Not that I've been able to find.
Listen, it's not there.
Also, same reason the voice chat but not saying anything. That's kind of awkward.
Sorry. I'm getting annoyed with OBS trying to make my game.
No, not you. Same rate 2005.
Oh, okay. Let's say something. Be very AFK.
Then why would they join the voice chat?
Oh.
Just
Hey, sorry, my mic wasn't working.
oh, there you are. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
All these sound options and no volume option. Interesting.
That's what it said.
Well, can you just go into volume mixer and turn it down there?
I don't know. What I've been doing is just turning down my system volume and then turning down desktop audio. So it's not overpowering.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, apparently there are spoilers posted for the last Netrunner box. Which literally nobody else but me cares about.
Probably.
Elsonian, master of the obvious. It is quite a bit boring, yes. But this is what's known as optimal.
It's also what's known as having no life. Coming from one of the people sitting here watching it.
It's elsewhere at the moment.
I need to upgrade my PC at some point soon, because it is not going to be up to the task of running Cyberpunk 2077.
It's probably about time I get a new one. That'll wait till after the move.
Yeah, I'm moving houses sometime in July. And my boyfriend got a HTC Vive recently and a granny flat that wasn't being used, so he set up the nice PC with the Vive in that room, so you could just play around in that room.
Yeah, I leave next week.
Hmm?
I'm moving from my place next week. Right now,
Nice.
all of my gaming stuff except for my Nintendo handhelds and my computer is in a storage locker.
Yeah, I'm using a laptop. It could be why OBS isn't running. It's probably not good enough.
Quite possibly.
So I'm doing game capture, yeah? It's game capture, then capture a specific window.
Also, Steam sale starts today. My poor wallet.
I got paid yesterday.
I haven't had a job for a month because I quit.
So you're moving, and also you should have quit a while ago.
Was it a terrible job?
It was a Golden Corral.
Yes, it was a terrible job. It was. If you've not heard of Golden Corral, it's a buffet restaurant chain.
Oh. No, I haven't heard of it. But okay.
It's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
I'm not a fan of all you can eats.
In central U.S. What's in my wishes?
I need to chuck this laptop out the window. Has anyone played Darkest Dungeon?
Yes.
That one's pretty good. I love the narration.
Ironically enough, my biggest problem with Darkest Dungeon is the endgame grind.
I did play quite a bit before the DLCs came out, so I've just reinstalled and playing it again.
That's cool, Elsonian. I wish I could play piano. Or any musical instrument. But given the fact that I have one bad arm, all I could play is like harmonica.
Do you play harmonica?
No. So I don't want to learn to play harmonica.
What did you do to your arm?
I used to work as a cashier, and while working, I had my rotator cuff tear in 2 places. I had surgery to correct it, and I don't know what the problem is at this point, but I'm in constant pain, and I can't lift anything with my left arm.
Okay.
It's not good, but that's why I now work in a call center. I probably should have stopped to heal.
Healing is for chumps.
Well, healing is for people who don't want the last hour and a half to waste. I'm at 479, I'll be fine for a few more fights.
Do you lose experience when you die?
You
No,
lose
but
anything up until the point you saved.
yeah, I haven't saved, so
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, you should heal.
It's a PS1 era game, there's no auto saves yet.
Oh, they didn't come up with it yet. I still have my PS1 and 2 memory cards stored up somewhere. In like a little box. Bye. Does that mean you've got 10 fights to go?
for this stream, yeah. Whoops, I just accidentally ran the wrong way. Even more lost time.
Such a grindy game, hey? This game. Darkest Dungeon.
Yes, it is very
Like,
grindy.
Your people get so stressed out, you just have to chuck them out instead of healing them up. Because it's not worth all the gold that you get to try to heal them up. I don't know.
My biggest problem was the end game, because you unlock the final dungeon, and you finally have a party that can slug their way through. And at that point you find out you have to run the final dungeon 4 times, and once somebody's been through the final dungeon, they refuse to go back in. So you have to grind up 4 parties worth of people to finish the game.
That's how they keep you playing.
Yeah, but it's mindless at that point. Like, you've unlocked everything at that point. There's nothing for you to do other than send people through earlier dungeons to level them up. Because they actually penalize you for grouping people at different levels together. So they basically just make you play through the game 4 times after you've already bought everything in the game.
Or your characters are like, oh, this dungeon is too hard for me, or this dungeon's too easy for me.
Yeah.
Just go.
This dungeon's just right.
That's what the Bubby Bear said. Anyways. I like the artwork though.
pretty sleepy.
You ought to be. It's what, 2 a.m. where you are?
Yeah, 2:22.
Yeah,
But I did sleep for ages. I don't know why I was sleepy.
your body's saying you should not be awake at 2:22 a.m.
Yeah, well, you stream at unfortunate times, hey. So.
I'm sorry, I don't stream with New Zealand in mind.
That's okay. Tomorrow's my day off. I get a 3-day weekend.
Congratulations.
It's so good. I've been working because I'm only contracted to work 4 days, but because we're so understaffed, they've just been giving me the shifts. But I like working 4 days. It's such a good balance.
Alright, time for the walk back. That should be good.
Loading time's
so. Yep. What were you saying?
The loading time's pretty long. Like the time it takes to turn dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you know I'm playing the original PS1 version, because the loading times are eternal.
Save.
Alright, that'll do it for this morning.
Right.
Thanks to everybody who joined me in the chat. Thanks, Gia, Mateo, and Sam Marie for joining me in the Discord. I'll be
Catch
back
you.
tonight for Job Fiesta. Y'all should come
That's
back for
probably
that.
like morning time
Yeah, I
later
don't know what time it will be for you,
for
Gia.
myself. That's okay. It'll just come up on my phone. It's like Circle Master is live. Yeah.
And then you'll go back to bed.
Yeah, probably. Well, depending how early it is. Alright, catch you later.
Until then, take care.